GDQ Hotfix viewers, thank you for tuning in to our International Non-Binary Day celebration. Quick shout out to Limey for holding it down for the first half. I'm Helix. I'm here to host the second half of this event. Super excited. I've been looking forward to this like all week. Since I got back from SGDQ, I was like, this is the next thing on my plate. I'm really excited. I hope you are too. There's some awesome stuff coming up. 4 more runs today, and then of course a whole bunch more runs tomorrow. But without further ado, let's I almost said get the show on the road. It's already on the road. Let's keep the show on the road. Let's pull off the shoulder and get back on the road as Debonair VT takes us through Kitsune Tales. Take it away.
Hello, everybody. My name is Debonair VT. You can call me Bo. And today we're going to play probably my favorite game of the last couple of years, Kitsune Tales, specifically the Kiri % new game category. I am joined today by the ever lovely, ever positive Rally. Rally, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic today. I'm glad to be here for Non-Binary People's Day. Happy to celebrate it with you.
Yeah, same. I'm super pumped to do this run. So just a couple things before we start. Twitch chat, you specifically, towards the end of the run, there's going to be audience participation. We're going to ask you politely to send some of your energy to us, and we'll let you know when it happens, but I didn't want to blindside you with it. So be prepared, because that's going to happen.
We do depend on you a little bit in the back 9 of the game. So your time will come, and it'll be very important. It's
very important speed tech, so don't forget. Thing number 2, this is our magic postcard. Our magic postcard is in fact magical. Changing values on this card in some way influences some of the RNG elements throughout the game, specifically some overworld mini games that we're going to be playing. So in our case for this, we're going to set everything to 1, and we'll kind of talk about that a little bit more as we get into the run. I think that's pretty much everything for me. So I guess let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is Kitsune Tales Kiri %. The very first thing we're going to be doing is saying goodbye to Yuzu the purple fox and hello to Kiri the orange fox. There's a couple notable differences between this character and your standard Mario Brothers character. Notably, this one has a sword, and that's not something that I think Mario was brave enough to put out there the first time. The other thing that we have access to in this game, specifically this difficulty, is what you just saw there. We are playing on the lowest difficulty of the game, specifically because if you would die at any point, that death kind of just puts you back where you would normally go, but on a cloud. Kiri has some unique abilities, which you would normally learn here, but I've played the game before, so I'm not going to do the tutorial. But if you want to talk through that, Rally, while I beat up this mushroom.
I'd love to. So the way that Kitsune Tales works is the base moveset kind of builds off of what's familiar to anyone who's played Mario 3, where you have a similar kind of physics. You've got the similar kind of jumping. You've got sliding down slopes and everything. But what Kiri has in addition to that is she can wall jump. She can break blocks beneath her. She has a slide, which accelerates her momentum. And she could use her sword, and you'll see this shortly. She could use her sword to attack enemies in the air and reset her air movement. She has access to a double jump, but only once she actually hits an enemy in the air. And as we play through the game, Kiri's going to get access to a lot more sword techniques, and it's going to expand her movement. And those movesets, resetting with refresh in the air, is the primary mechanic that lets Kiri fly. And we're going to see a lot of flying and more as we get more deeper into the game, and she has access to more sword techniques. But it is a fair bit different than the way your typical 2D Mario would fly, but hope it's an entertaining one.
Yes. The other big thing that we're going to be doing quite a lot in the early game, but less and less as we unlock more of those sword abilities, is a technique called slope jumping. So as long as you have the ability to slide down a hill or slope, you also have the ability to carry that momentum with you, basically as long as you would like to. If you are sliding and you aren't pressing left or right, and then you jump, you'll maintain all of that momentum from the slide. So you just saw us do it there in that cave in 1-2. And we're going to be doing that quite a bit for some of the longer stages that have really, really long horizontal stretches of space. This ascent here is a really nifty use of the wall kicks that we have access to. And as Raleigh mentioned, the slide kind of gives us a little bit of momentum. And it fills our key speed gauge, which you can see in the top right a little bit. So a lot of rooms or new screens, you're going to see me sliding just to give myself a little bit of a boost so I can hit that running speed a little bit faster. This is one of the ghost houses in the game. There's one of these in each world, and they all have some pretty neat mechanics, but this one kind of teaches us a little bit about the lanterns, if you want to talk about those a little bit.
Yeah, one of the ways that ghosts in Kitsune Tales are a bit different than what you'd expect from a Mario-style ghost, where if you look at them, they're still going to approach you. They get aggressive if you get too close to them, and they will chase you all over the place. But they become intangible when Kiri is in a lantern light. So they can't enter the light, and if you enter the light, you kind of drop aggro on them. So kind of routing through the lantern space in the light is a way to navigate the ghosts in the ghost house. And there's 6 worlds total, and in the middle of each world is a ghost house, just kind of like combination like Boom Boom Castle, Ghost House, and that's generally where you're going to be dealing with the ghosts, dealing with their aggression, and using the lanterns to your advantage. And we'll see a lot of that in different ways as we progress through the game. What Bo's doing here is a pretty good example of using that easy difficulty cloud ascend in vertical space, since in some places it's a bit quicker to go up with the cloud than to navigate the platforms. So what we'll do is, we'll take as the run goes on, we're going to take a couple intentional deaths to take advantage of what we call the good clouds. There's good clouds and there's bad clouds. The good clouds are intentional and they let us cover vertical space quickly. The bad clouds are, because we have it on the easier difficulty, Bo is able to attempt all of the really difficult tricks every time. So you don't have to ration, I'm not confident in hitting this one. Like, that was a really tight jump that they just hit there. You can go for all the really good tricks, and if you don't hit them, you get a bad cloud, but you still save more time than if you didn't try the trick at all. So we kind of take advantage of all the mechanics in the game, and you'll see a lot of the cloud kind of play out in a lot of different ways as we go through.
Yeah, and notably, there is a cloud item in this game that we will use when we get back out into World 5 that functions similarly, but forever. Instead of just being a little limited time boost like the death clouds are, the actual item cloud is going to give us basically infinite flight as we go through stages. So we'll talk about a little more why that's useful when we reach that point. But just know that it's going to be happening. So this is one of the other fun applications of the slide here. Friction doesn't exist when you're sliding underwater, so we can really maintain our speed and zip through without any specific items or abilities early on. This gets used a couple of times, but in these really long sections where your choices are to try to swim through or to jump up top there. You can see there's a lot of enemies, and I think in this you're supposed to be hopping on the backs of those cranes to collect coins and things like that. We don't have to do that because what are physics anyway?
Yeah, Kiri kind of cuts her own path through the levels, and we'll see.
Oftentimes, literally.
Yeah, there's a lot of freeform routing that happens throughout the game, and that part of that is just the way Kiri works, the way she kind of like flies and resets her movement off of, hitting enemies and everything. But we'll see in a couple places that Kiri just kind of does what she wants.
Oh, the dogs are being really rude today. So we just met one of the more important characters for this run. That was Montgomery the cat, so named because of something that we're going to be working on with them a little bit later. But they are our minigame guru. They are the ones that have access to all of the special items and the minigames and things that we are going to want to use as we go through this run. The dogs that we saw on the overworld function similarly to how Hammer Brothers would in a traditional Mario-style game. And so we would really like for them to come closer to us so that we can remove them from the board. But as long as they're not moving a ton, they're fine to leave over there for a little bit at least.
Sometimes they behave, sometimes they feel like the run's going a little too well and they kind of put a wrench in the works. But we get to them eventually, sooner or later.
Yeah, we are going to take care of all the dogs, so we will get our revenge eventually. But it is definitely a very specific time loss / gain, depending on how kind they decide to be to you. So one of the other cool things about this difficulty, and we don't really talk about this a lot, I don't think. One of the other cool things is that you can use items in the middle of stages, which for us means we can shave a little bit of time off of certain strategies that we otherwise wouldn't be able to. Like, for instance, we would have needed to wait for that wooden platform there. But since we were able to give ourselves an extra hit real quick, we can kind of just jump off and not really worry about it, finish the stage a couple seconds sooner. This is going to be another stage where we want to be slope jumping for basically as long as possible. And so you can see oh goodness, I got command grab. You can see how much time that save is going horizontally, even if we don't go quite as far as we otherwise would be able to. You move so quickly that you save a ton of time overall. There is another interesting application of the Death Cloud, which we're going to see quite a lot in this ghost house. Because the game doesn't want to soft lock you, if you were to respawn and get put back exactly where you were with a cloud, like in this difficulty, it is technically possible for you to be stuck in the wall. So if you get squished or crunched between some moving pieces of terrain, the game just makes the assumption that you should be allowed to move. It's got anti-soft lock stuff.
Here.
Yep. So we're going to clip into the wall here, which kind of removes our wall collision a little bit. And as a result, we can fly basically all the way up through all of the scenery. This room is very cool casually. There's a lot. You can see the cycles that are going on. But when you get up here, you would have to wait for this to go all the way back to the left, and then there's a bunch of enemies up there to dodge, and that's really slow. So we're just not going to do that. And instead, we're going to become a ghost ourselves and fly through the walls, and boom, there's the room.
Yeah, it's a pretty tight cycle to hit all of those.
Mm-hmm.
But it saves a lot of time.
Yeah, if you miss that jump at the top, where you get the last one that you get squished into, you fall back down, and the next opportunity that you have to do it is like a full cycle later.
Yep. And what we see here is the mid-boss castle. Basically, the Boom Boom equivalent is this little ghost box soldier who has hit them 3 times. They have a predictable pattern. They do turn invincible between attacks, so you do get to see them actually attack compared to what we used to fighting Boom Boom. I don't think I've ever seen what they actually do.
Yeah. And this is... Would you like... Yeah, I'll go for it. This is the other world boss that we're going to be fighting. This is Kiri's sword teacher, Aaron. Aaron, story-wise, works for the not-so-great guy that is kind of out to get us as Kiri. But she doesn't really feel like it's the right choice. She doesn't think, oh, hello, dogs.
Good dog.
Very nice of them. Aaron doesn't really want to help this guy bring Kiri in or mess with Kiri's situation at all. So what she'll do is she shows up once in each world, and when she shows up, she says to us, oh, I have to stop you. It's my job. I don't really want to, but, you better pay attention because I'm going to defeat you with this technique. And then she'll kind of teach us a move. So what we got from that one is this horizontal slash. You can see it throws out a really big hitbox and it gives us a little bit of invulnerability. As you might imagine, that's extremely helpful in a 2D platformer. It's also usable in the air, as Raleigh said earlier. So we're going to be able to, you'll see later on that we'll be able to use that to kind of chain aerial movement together between enemies. Which ends up being really, really nice for us.
Yeah, it gets used a lot. It's effectively our air dash.
Yeah. Hello. We're going to use our our little stomp there to bust some blocks open. You'll see that a couple of times as we go through the run. It just ends up being the easiest way to get through certain areas. You would normally have to pick up a power-up if you were playing Yuzu there, but Kiri just knows how to do it. She's that cool.
Mm-hmm. Does what she wants.
Yes, indeed.
So this room here, you'll be seeing a lot more of, now that we have that air dash ability, we can see a lot more of how refresh works, where you can use the, you land an attack on an enemy and it refreshes your jump. So if you time it right, you land the attack and then you hit jump, you can do a lot of, you can chain a lot of air movement across enemies.
And now we're not going to do that because it's very fast to just fly up at an angle on a cloud. So this is another, another really good example of a vertical room that you want to, you want to try to just get up quickly if possible. And oftentimes it ends up being extremely fast to just take the 3 to 4 second death timer to get in a cloud and just ignore the terrain entirely. Really clean climb though.
That was a nice ascent.
And now we're coming up on the last official stage of World 1. This one's really cool. There's a couple of stages like this in the game, but the entire thing runs on cycles, and it's basically a playground for routing with Kiri's refresh ability. There's a ton of ways that you can go through this. I am obviously going to be using the way that I've practiced, but one of the neatest things about this game is that because of how modular all of these abilities are, you really have, you can kind of ad-lib and improvise your route on the fly. No pun intended, although pun intended. It ends up being really solid as far as being able to come up with new routing or just try something different for each of these stages. We're going to fight our first boss. If you want to give a little background on why we're doing that.
So the background of the story, what we learn in the first half, you want to, if you want to play through it yourself, I won't spoil the first half too much, but we have to obtain keys from 5 elemental guardians, and we're going to go around to each world. Ends with a guardian that has sort of their own little boss fight. And normally on the first playthrough, Yuzu kind of has to, play it straight and play into their gimmick. But Kiri has a sword, so she's in a hurry too. And she's also, adjacent to politeness, so she prefers to just get the show on the road and it kind of just cuts through the boss.
Adjacent to politeness is a fabulous description of this character. That's so perfect. But yeah, so you'll, as we go, you'll see a boss at the end of each stage. You're not going to see too many of their mechanics because, again, we have access to a sword, but they are really neat to fight casually. Okay, so this is the reason that we set our magic postcard the way that we did. Those of you, the sharp ones of you in the audience, will have looked at that minigame and said, hold on a second, is that the Monty Hall problem? And you would be right. It is the Monty Hall problem. And then you may be asking yourself, wait a second. But if Bo knows that's the Monty Hall problem, then Bo surely knows that they should have switched there, right? Because that's how you solve the Monty Hall problem. Well, you would be almost right. That is technically the way to do it. However, the reason we set up our magic postcard the way that we did was those numbers influence where the cloud spawns. So we know, as long as we're always on that all ones seed, that the cloud will always spawn on the left-hand side if you select the left-hand door first. Because we know that, it's extremely important that we go get that because there's a very cool level in World 5 that we're going to see approximately 0 of because the cloud ends up being a really fast way to go through it.
One of the features of the game is as you go through the levels, there's a central village. It's got kind of like a 3D, you can move around in like this kind of pseudo 3D, but Montgomery hangs out there, and any special power-up you see in the world, you can just go buy from Montgomery. And the old route used to be saving up 999 coins to go buy a cloud from Montgomery, but since Bo figured out how to manipulate Monty's games, they route to pick up 2 free clouds as they play through the levels. And it saves a whole lot of time.
Yeah, it's
I was not expecting Monty Hall problem manipulation in my speedrun. That's awesome.
Yes, it's one of my favorite things about this run is being able to say, yeah, you know this problem. No, you don't. Not the way that I know this problem. But yeah, there are your other, more standard overworld games that you would get with a Mario like. There's some card matching and a wheel that you can spin to make sure that, or to grab items off of that, which ends up being really cool casually, but those take a lot longer, and they are also managed by the same game cache kind of thing that we use for the Monty Hall problem in this case. All of the rest of them also work that way. So the matching game will always be in the same place as long as you're on the same seed, and et cetera, et cetera. The problem is the only items we really want to get for Kiri, because we have a sword, are specifically the clouds, because we don't, when we want to use the clouds, we don't quite have access to the really nifty ability that we get about halfway through World 5 yet. So we'll chat about that a little bit more when we get there. But
just after the cloud levels, we get the ability that would make the cloud levels a lot easier. So here we see our little fox soldier friend has a new move. So now they alternate between the horizontal stabs, and sometimes they jump and try to hit you from above.
Yep. And we're going to be trying to do a little bit of AI manipulation on these fights. There's not a ton that we can do, but they tend to try to jump to the corner that is opposite of where Kiri is. So if you notice that it's shorter to have them try to jump to the left, then you want to try to stand on the right half of the room, and they're more likely to jump to that side. It's not foolproof, but it does work out a little bit. Aaron does the same thing generally. And
here,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I think we're going to say the same thing. So
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So here we're going to get Erin's next move that she wants to teach us, which is a vertical DP, and the vertical movement combined with the horizontal movement from Blade Dash, which we got in the world before, kind of builds the core of Kiri's air movement. Having those two abilities kind of gives you an air jump, which is like a normal arc, and then you have your air dash, and then you've got your vertical movement. And using those moves kind of fit together, we can start to really open up the freestyle routing that Kiri is capable of. And from this point on, the sword flying is really going to take off.
No pun intended again, of course.
Well, that one was intended. I'm sorry.
But yeah, we now have both of the very, very good emergency button skills. So anytime we would be facing something that we weren't expecting, or we miss a jump or something like that, we have pretty reliable ways to save ourselves. Even though you don't lose a ton of time trying to do a lot of this movement and these tricks by just doing them with, by dying through them, you do end up having a slightly better time if you don't have to die, because you don't lose the couple seconds for that animation. So it's not not the end of the world if you don't save it, but you have the ability to now, which is really cool. This climb is really hard, so I am going to be quiet.
Yep, I'll take over, and what Bo's doing here is, this is one of the first levels that really shows off Kiri's, it uses most of what Kiri's kit has. You can see a lot of these wall jumps and the air attacks. You can only use one instance of each move in between refreshes. So the routing involves a lot of, you can only wall jump off the same side wall once. You can only do your E once. You can only do your air dash once until you hit something, and then that refreshes everything, and you have access to all of your movement abilities again. So that was a really clean ascent.
Thank you. This room is pretty cool. It's a lot of cycles for these electric eels that we have to get around. But as you might imagine, waiting for them is slow. So we're just gonna be grabbing some comfy clouds to get through it all. And then this room, everybody go grab your drinks if you need them.
This is the hydration check in the water level.
Yep.
So make sure you get your water.
This stage is kind of the same as the screen before it. The idea is it's a lot of cycle-based movement. You want to kind of casually float down and just generally make sure that the that you're dodging eels and things. But we have a power star basically there, so we don't do that. It's probably the he's getting feisty today. All right, we got him. Generally, that previous screen, we will always press the fox there because you got to fall down it anyway. You got to get all the way to the bottom to get to the door. So may as well.
Oh, good dog on this level so far.
Well, as long as they don't go back. All right, so this is... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, this is the ice level. It's going to be a lot of really interesting stage designs here, which we'll kind of cover as they come up. But this is... normally, you'd have, on the first character playthrough, you'd have access to a new power-up that would kind of give you an immunity to ice physics and sliding on the ground. But Kiri doesn't get that, but she also kind of doesn't need it.
Yeah. Sword is, as it turns out, an extremely good ability.
Here's another vertical ascent. This is similar to that other one with a lot of wall jumps, a lot of vertical movement and refreshes, and these are really fun to just kind of hit the lines and just nail the ascent. Let them wrap this up. Really clean.
Thank you. Yeah, that was really cool. 4-2 was, it still is, but it used to be my absolute favorite. Now it is just one of my favorite stages to execute in the game. You can really take that however you want as long as you're constantly moving upwards. This stage, on the other hand, there's not a whole lot of ways to make this stage go faster, unfortunately. So we're going to be playing this more or less as intended, with a little bit of speeding up to hurry up and wait a little bit, since Kiri can cover distances pretty quick with the blade dash. I have done quite a lot of smushing myself into walls in this world, or in this level, and unfortunately, none of it has saved enough time to be worth doing.
Yes, if you happen to want to pick this game up and try to lab a way to save time on that level, I think
we would be so appreciative, so very
I would love
appreciative
to hear from you.
Yeah, please route that level and then tell me how to do it better. Go right ahead. I'm not talking.
So this is the World 4 Ghost House, and as you can see, the gimmick of this world, this Ghost House, is that we have to navigate the dark, but we have a map on the other half of our screen. So using all of Kiri's movement, we have to kind of look on the right half to see where the platforms are, including the moving platforms, and then, negotiate them on the left half where we're sort of a little bit in the dark.
Nice. Yeah, super cool level design. One of the most interesting ways that lanterns are used in the game, but it is hard.
Big shout out to Liz Starr who designed the levels.
Oh yeah, 100%. All these levels are so good.
Star.
Say again.
I was just echoing the Liz Star shout out.
Oh,
shout out
yes.
Liz Star.
Yeah, we love her.
Yeah. All right, so that's World 4 Ghost House down. Oh, the dogs are being exceptionally kind in here today. We can only hope for... They know we're on a special one, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the Aaron fight where we get one of the neater abilities that doesn't really get a ton of use. There's we already have a horizontally moving ability, a vertical movement ability, and this gives us a diagonal downwards movement ability. It's called Full Metal Geta, and it is basically a fighting game dive kick. It's very cool. We use it a couple of times, but it's not quite as useful as the other two, unfortunately.
Yeah, in the previous Aaron fight, she teaches you the anti-air, and then when you fight her casually here, you get to her and you try to do your anti-air, and she teaches you the anti-air. So she says, nice try, but here's this layer.
So we did equip this to make going through this area a little bit faster, and we are unfortunately now going to lose a bunch of other power-ups to just kind of skip through some ups and downs because they're a little bit slower than doing it the other way. And we are going to take a secret pipe here. This is one of 2 secret little zones we pop into as we go through the game. The other one, when we get to it, which isn't going to be until World 6 or so, we're going to show you guys, but you all need to be really quiet about it. Don't tell anybody that it's there, okay?
Yeah, we got a little secret, We like you guys. And I'll let you in on the secret, but you gotta keep it between us.
Oh, it's race time.
Oh, yeah. So, in this level, we're introduced to our cool little friend here who challenges us to a race. And, in the interest of fairness, we all think that, like to play on an even field. And unfortunately, our ghost friend here is intangible and they can move through walls and we cannot. So, in the interest of fairness, what Bo likes to do is, switch themselves in the wall and kind of clip through the moving ice. And, if it's, fair for the ghost, it's fair for Kiri too. And it kind of puts us ahead of the auto scroll and GG's.
GG's. Everybody, GG's. That was a good race. Yeah. That strat saves 20 seconds. If the side, if the walls in front and behind you didn't actually have ends, I don't think it would work. But because they are limited and there's only so much space. Oh goodness, you can cheat a little bit.
So this level is normally meant to be played as your classic sort of invincibility star race, where the floor is lava, but there's a lot of invincibilities that you're meant to chain through. And in a casual playthrough, there is sort of an optional challenge of can you beat this level without using any of the invincibility stars? And what Kiri says is, you know what? I've got a sword and I can do whatever I want. So.
Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, today I cannot do it without dying. However, you may be able to.
Yeah, it's super fun to hit the line on that stage without dying.
The bacon's really been giving me issues recently. So this is the Ice World boss. The mechanic seems to be that there are things coming out of the ground, but that's only part of it, and you'll have to play the game yourself to figure it out. Okay, so in 5-1, that we are now in the air stage. There's going to be lots of movement stuff in this specifically. Oh, that's unfortunate. Normally we want to hug that Tengu, but I gave him the sword instead. So we're going to hope that we hit this cycle. Okay, we got good enough.
Ooh, that was a nice wall jump off the very tip of that spike.
Thank you. Yeah, normally what you want to do there is you want to run into that Tengu to get a death cloud. It's a good cloud, and as long as you just hold upright, you'll dodge that moving wooden platform, and it gives you quite a lot of nice space. In this next screen is the most difficult slope jump in the game. It's extremely inconsistent. We'll see if I can get this time. Nice, I'll take it. Heck yeah.
That was really good.
And so that's just an example, a really good example of look how much time we saved even though we died. Like this, it's so easy to pick up and just get going in this game. I definitely recommend giving it a try.
This level is, I'm going to let you go. This is one of the levels that have no floor and a lot of enemies, and it's a great level for sort of freestyling with Kiri's movement, because here we have 3 of the 4 learned abilities, and we can just, normally it's supposed to be a flock of cranes that we ride on and navigate through the level, but Kiri says, you know what, I got a sword and I have other ideas, so it's really, really fun to just kind of hit those lines and just route your own path through the level, and just land as long as you're accurate enough to land your hits, you can keep refreshing your air abilities and just kind of clear right through it.
This is our second and last time saying hi to Monty, so everybody say hi to Monty and then say bye to Monty.
Bye, Monty.
It looks like we don't have a ninja suit for this, although we're not normally figuring on doing that, so potential future strats incoming.
Emergent technologies are a lab, but this is one of the stages where it's pretty cool casually. You are on a platform, and the platform sort of routes throughout these hazards that you have to navigate while kind of staying on the platform. But in the interest of expedience, we take advantage of Montgomery Hall's feline generosity, and we use this. It's kind of the equivalent of a P-wing. This is like the stage we P-wing through.
Yeah, and as a result of that, there's not a lot going on. So now would be a great time for shout-outs or notifications of things or anything like that, if you've got any, Helix.
Hey, I got you, because there's something really important coming up. For those who don't know, and maybe those who do know, Games Done Quick will be returning to PAX West from August 29th through September 1st. Submit your runs by July 27th for a chance to showcase your run live in Seattle. That is, by the way, July 27th is a week from tomorrow, so you need to do that soon. Selected runners will receive an event badge, and you can visit gdq.gg/submit for more info. And again, highly recommend doing that very soon. You have perhaps less time than you think.
It's very exciting.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're now into the World 5 Ghost House. This one's pretty neat. Casually, not this screen, but the next screen, right, was the one that had to get nerfed.
Oh yeah, there's a vertical ascent screen, which was it was a little bit difficult, but
the cycles were unkind, to say a little bit about them.
But Kiri has a sword, so either way, she doesn't really care.
Yeah, we have a sword and access to clouds on demand, so we're good either way.
Yeah, I think this is this ghost house is the first introduction of sort of the ghost blocks, which are very sleepy and they like to take naps. But when they're awake, they're very helpful.
Yes.
Got a couple of them here. They're going to do their best to get us out of the pits. They want to position the soldier there so that it lands on the solid ground, and that's our World 5 Ghost House.
Mm-hmm.
And here we're going to learn our last ability. You notice that Erin has a new pattern where she sort of jumps up in the air. She's trying to show us the move, but it's a pretty tricky move, and we're going to see it very shortly. Unfortunately, it doesn't make for a good fighting move when she's trying to show it to us like this. But now we have access to what's called Spirit Rush. And what Spirit Rush is when you build up a full key meter in the top right, now Kiri can use her sword, and you can pick any of the 8 directions, and you get a big burst of velocity in any direction. So it's basically like a slope jump on demand. And normally, the attack ends with kind of a slowdown animation and a cool like sword, so it helps you kind of like pinpoint where you want to land it. But what Bo's going to be doing is something called Spirit Rush Cancel, where they use another action in the middle of the Spirit Rush velocity to kind of cancel that slowdown animation and retain the movement. So it's kind of like having a slope jump in your pocket for anywhere that you can build up enough running speed to get a full key meter.
Yeah, it's super cool. We use it in a lot in World 6 and a couple times in World 5, just to try it on for size in this case. But in the future, there will be many SRCs.
Oh yeah, this gets used a lot once we get access to it. So I've heard that there is a content patch coming that'll have a new game plus.
People have been saying this. I've heard that this is coming. I'm very excited about it because I think playing with Kiri's whole kit is super neato. And I definitely want to be able to do that from 1-1 instead of from 5-5.
Great, definitely something to look forward to.
All right, and now we're going to use the second cloud that we picked up from our boy Monty. This tower climb is very long and very treacherous. We're pretty certain that you could probably do this a little bit faster if you do vertical SRCs all the way through. But for ease of marathons and such, riding the cloud up there is very, very nice. Now that we've made it through that initial first section, we can just hug this left wall and there will be no enemies that can reach us. There's one guy who's a little full of himself and thinks he can. Nice try,
Give
buddy.
him a shot. There you go.
He
tries it every time.
He does. And honestly, I respect that. You miss every shot you don't take, and boy, is he taking shots. And now we're going to fight my favorite boss in the game. This is a quick kill that I found in my casual playthrough. That's the fight. It's over. GG's. That fight's really cool casually, but it's also slow. So we just take the homeboy out and call it a day. The way that we think that works is because you hit him as he's falling and he's not on the stage yet. He doesn't have a way to recover before he hits the death plane, and he just goes poof.
Yep, just one sword stroke. It's very cinematic in a way. Well, that was a really clean run.
Yeah. See if we can, how much of that we can maintain. Not you. Oh, I pressed a button. That's all right. Yeah. We're making really good time on this stage as is, so no complaints.
Yeah, like as mentioned kind of earlier, the slope jump and that spirit rush cancel, you maintain the velocity as long as you don't press the forward button. So if anyone's familiar with Team Fortress rocket jumping or Quake rocket jumping, as long as you don't hit the W key, it kind of works by a similar logic.
Mm-hmm. 6-2 is your standard water level stage that you would find, rising and lowering water level. We want to try to get through it in as few cycles as possible, and we did, so you'll love to see that. But yeah, we're basically every level in this world, we're going to be attempting to do some level of SRC. This stage in particular has 3 of them that we want to do. So we'll see how many of those we can get. Well, I don't think we're gonna get this one now. That wall kick was not planned, unfortunately. Well, that's all right.
We got backup strats.
Yeah. All right, we'll maybe try to go for this one then.
Good pop. There we go.
Nice. Okay. Well, we got 2 out of 3. I'll take 2 out of 3.
Yeah, it's all time saved.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna go into 6-4 now. 6-4 is a stage that is very cycle based. It's very cool to watch done. So this would be a point where both Rally and I are not really gonna have a lot to say. So would also be a good time for announcements if they exist.
Yeah, we do like to just watch this one play out on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Pick it for itself.
I mean, I'm always happy to yap. There's always lots of stuff going on in and around GDQ, like the Hotfix Summer Merch Collection. If you are a Hotfix fan, please make sure you head over to theyeti.com/GDQ to check out our brand new Hotfix shirt, keychain, and sticker pack. That is the Yeti, Yeti spelled Y-E-T-E, by the way, for those unfamiliar.
Nice.
Very nice. Yeah, that whole level, if you play it on any of the other difficulties, there's a checkpoint in the middle, and if you happen to die and go back to the checkpoint, you kind of miss an important cycle that would let you just kind of blast through it. So it definitely has a line that you can hit from beginning to end, and it always feels good to hit it playing through, and it's just fun to watch that one get routed.
Yes, indeed. And you'll notice that was the most difficult mini-boss that we're going to fight because there's an extra enemy in there.
Yeah, the mini-boss noticed we're kind of giving him a hard time, so they brought a friend, but Kiri didn't care.
Yeah, sword, it turns out, is a very powerful tool.
Yeah, as our teacher Aaron teaches us, this is going to be the final fight where she doesn't teach you a new power. You kind of fight her at full strength, so it's sort of the student fighting the master here, and that'll be the last we see of Aaron for this run so far.
Yes, indeed. Oh, I got the crouch jump there. Unfortunate. That's all right. So this is going to be a stage where the SRCs are very important. We're going to be going for 2. This first one here is just to get us over this first hump of stage, and then we're going to be going for another one here. We'll see if we can get it.
Looks good so far.
Yep. Very
clean. Nice.
Yes, nice.
I like the landing sword strike too. Nice little flourish on the end. Bonus
Indeed.
Points.
Okay, we're gonna do our second tower climb, and chat, now is the time to start waking up. We're gonna need your help very soon. This is proven speed tech. We have determined that it does in fact make the the cutscenes go faster. So we do need you to be prepared. We're going to require your help soon.
Yeah, there's one level and then there's 2 boss fights, and then we're going to need your help to kind of round out the speed run because we can't do it ourselves.
Indeed. So this... Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, this is sort of the last level, and this is the one where a little bit of a secret on the end. Normally you're meant to bounce off of the breaking blocks, but Bo found that there's one pixel that you can stand on where if you break the blocks, you kind of don't have to do the bouncing. You get your normal movement back. And coming up here, there's this kind of a tricky last level, but there's a little secret here, which just between us, you guys. We trust you guys.
Yeah, you've been pretty cool so far, so keep this a secret, but...
Yeah.
Shh, don't tell anybody. Oh, look, wow, the end of the level. That was so cool.
Wow, look at that. Wow.
I can't believe we went so quickly through there. Wow, goodness.
Yeah. Anyway, keep it to yourself.
Yeah, don't tell nobody. Okay, so now we're going to do the last boss, and this one's a little different than the other bosses that we've fought so far.
Yeah, instead of having a boss fight where we kind of have to fight a singular boss in their arena, we have to fight the boss's entire army, and they got hands sometimes.
They got hands a lot of the time.
Yeah, GG's.
GG's. All right, and now we're going to fight the mushroom again. You'll remember this fella from the first time. And we're going to be playing as Yuzu for the first time in 45 minutes. So everybody say hello to Yuzu again. Hello, Yuzu.
Hey, Yuzu. Good to see you again. Yuzu does not have a sword, so...
we have to do things... I was going to say the same thing. She doesn't have a sword, so we're going to do things by the book for this first part of the boss fight here. We basically need to dodge these dog soldiers that are running through and the blocks falling from the ceiling, which are random. And then we need to not get crunched into the wall with that block, although we are going to do some neat little speed tech that is only doable because of the difficulty we're playing on here in a moment.
Remember, hold it.
Yep. All right, so this is the skippable cutscene, and then we're gonna show you how powerful Sword is. So that was now you know how this boss fight is supposed to go. You've seen how the phases go. And I'm sure you're wondering, what does Sword allow us to do that's different? And the answer is whatever we want. We can do anything.
Here you don't care.
Ooh. Okay, now we're fine.
You got one little hit in at the end.
Yep, he always gets one. Okay, chat. They're going to go into a cutscene and they're going to yap at each other. We need to talk fast. Tell these Fox girls to talk faster, Twitch chat.
Talk fast. Talk fast. Type it in chat. Kind of get them to speed up and hurry us along.
Oh, we might... I can't believe we might... We're going to beat my score from yesterday.
Oh, no.
Time.
Yeah, time.
That was world record by 8 seconds.
Wow,
That's the second sub 46 in 2 days. So heck yeah. GG's everybody. You were here on the non-binary People's Day hotfix to see a new world record of this video game. Now, I know that the GG's are happening, but we have to validate the run. This is the last little bit of chat interaction, of audience participation that we have. So I need you to all type, but don't press enter yet. Get it ready. Type "Let's go lesbians" in your box. Okay, put that in the text box. You'll know, if you look really closely, you can see that Twitch chat is in the top left of the screen right now. I'm pointing at it on my monitor, but you can't see me doing that. Twitch chat is in the top left of the screen right now. You will know when you need to press enter. Let's go lesbians. GG's everybody. That was Kiri % new game. Thank you guys all for hanging out and sticking through all of the runs that have happened so far today. Definitely make sure that you're sticking around for the runs that are coming up. The whole schedule is a banger, both day 1 and day 2. You do not want to miss any of these things. The games committee really cooked with this one for sure.
Oh yeah.
The games committee was myself and Limey, so from both of us, thank you.
Heck yeah.
With that said, congrats on the world record. I was going to say it earlier, but we had to make time for lesbians, as you do.
Yeah, it is important, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, always. Huge congrats. That is awesome.
Thank you.
Talked fast, played fast, said let's go lesbians fast.
What more could you ask
thank
for,
you.
truly?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you both for being here. Anything else from you two?
Yeah, so you can find me a couple nights a week over at twitch.tv/debonairvt, spelled the same way you see it on your screen. I play a lot of this game, and I am getting into a couple of other 2D platformers with plans to speedrun them a little bit. I also take part in a bunch of other little grassroots charity marathons throughout the year. I have my 10th one in 1 year of speedrunning and streaming coming up in the beginning of August. So if you would also want to follow me over on Blue Sky, same deal, Debonair VT there. You will be able to keep tabs on when I am going to be popping into other marathons and helping raise more money for charities. Riley, what about you?
Yeah, and just hey, first off, thank you for having me here. It's been a pleasure. I'd just like to send a shout out to all our friends, the friends at Kitsune Games, and I have my friends at the Garden, have friends, the Rowdy Boys, you guys out there. Give a shout out to the Binary Breakers.
Breakers mentioned.
And just, this has been a pleasure to kind of join you. As you said, you've been kind of speedrunning for a year, and it's been a pleasure to join you on your journey. And this is, your show, and I'd just like to thank you for having me along.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
been a joy to watch the run evolve over time. And I would like to say, this is a world record, but that world record could be yours. Grab the stats, grab the strats, steal the strats, and come take the crown.
Yeah. Genuinely, this category specifically is so much fun to actually play through, to pilot, and as we mentioned earlier, like, you can just do every trick. You can do it every time. So every run is a great practice run, which is super duper cool. So definitely pick this game up, give it a try. There's a content update coming relatively soon too. So there's going to be some new things that we have access to. I think New Game Plus mode is one of the things. So if you liked what you saw towards the end and at the end of World 5 and into World 6, you're going to be able to do that for everything. So definitely get this now, get your hands on it. It's a ton of fun. And genuinely, it's kind of criminally underrepresented right now.
It is also 30% off, I think.
Oh yeah, there you go. I don't know how long that'll last. So make sure you get over there and get it right now, if possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that does it for us. So
yeah.
I don't know when I will see you all again, but I'm sure that I will. And until then, remember to be kind to yourselves and love one another. Enjoy the rest of the marathon. Happy International Non-Binary Peoples Weekend, y'all.
Thank you so much, Debonair and Rally. Let's go, lesbians. We will be right back in just a few minutes with Zelda 2 with Ice Blue. Don't go anywhere.